For 34 years, one prisoner in France never spoke his name, his face hidden by iron. Music, mood, suspense, he was known only as the Iron Mask. A prisoner of the state, held in the highest secrecy, his identity a mystery even to his jailers. For over 3 decades, from 1669 until his death in 1703, this man endured a unique torment under the direct orders of King Louis Roman XIV. His existence, recorded in official registers as the unnamed prisoner, began shrouded in secrecy. He was transferred between France's most formidable fortresses, from Pignerol to Exiles, then to Sainte Marguerite, and finally the infamous Bastille. Each transfer was executed with extreme caution. The prisoner was always veiled, always isolated. The mask itself, though popularly imagined as iron, was more likely velvet, reinforced with metal to prevent any glimpse of his features, and crucially, any attempt to speak. His primary guardian was Bénin d'Auvergne de Saint-Mars, a man of unwavering loyalty to Louis Roman XIV. Saint-Mars oversaw the prisoner with a meticulous, almost fanatical devotion, ensuring absolute silence and total anonymity. The prisoner's cell was furnished better than a common criminal's, suggesting a certain status. He received fine clothing, good food, and even books. But these comforts were secondary to his primary deprivation: his name, his voice, his identity, utterly erased. The most chilling aspect wasn't the mask itself, but the penalty for its removal. Any attempt to reveal his face, any word spoken about his true identity, meant instant death for both the prisoner and anyone who saw or heard him. A truly unspeakable secret. The sheer duration of his imprisonment and the extraordinary measures taken indicate a secret of immense political magnitude. This wasn't just a political enemy. This was someone whose very existence threatened the foundations of the French monarchy. Voltaire, the Enlightenment philosopher, was the first to widely popularize the story in his 1751 work, The Age of Louis Roman XIV. He hinted at a royal connection, suggesting the prisoner was a brother to the king. This ignited centuries of speculation. Alexandre Dumas further immortalized the tale in the Vicomte de Bragelonne, making the prisoner the identical twin brother of Louis Roman XIV. This dramatic narrative captured the public imagination, but was it merely fiction or a glimpse of a darker truth? Historians have since proposed numerous candidates. One popular theory identifies him as Eustache d'Orge, a valet or servant. His crime, perhaps privy to a scandal involving State Finance Minister Nicolas Fouquet, who was also imprisoned at Pignerol. Fouquet's lavish lifestyle and questionable finances had enraged Louis Roman XIV. If d'Orge knew too much about Fouquet's dealings, or worse, about the king's own financial secrets, his permanent silence would be paramount. Another intriguing candidate is Ercole Mattioli, an Italian diplomat. Mattioli attempted to double-cross Louis Roman XIV in a secret treaty to acquire the fortress of Casale. When the plot was exposed, Louis had him abducted and imprisoned. Mattioli's imprisonment began in 1679, and he was indeed transferred between many of the same prisons as the man in the Iron Mask. His diplomatic status, however, might explain the extreme secrecy and the relatively comfortable conditions, yet not the mask. Perhaps the most dramatic theory, still debated today, returns to the idea of a royal connection. Could the prisoner be an illegitimate son of Anne of Austria, Louis Roman XIV mother, or even a twin brother, born secretly to prevent a succession crisis? Such a secret, if revealed, would shatter the legitimacy of Louis Roman XIV reign, plunging France into chaos. The very thought would justify the king's extreme measures to erase this person from history, ensuring their permanent anonymity. Consider the psychological toll. Decades spent in silence, knowing your identity is a secret so dangerous it must never be spoken. The very air around you, thick with unspoken threats. A living ghost in the heart of the monarchy. When the prisoner died in the Bastille on November 19, 1703, his body was quickly buried under the name Marchiali. All his belongings, his clothes, even his bed linen were burned, leaving no trace, no clue. Despite countless investigations, the true identity of the man in the Iron Mask remains one of history's most enduring and tantalizing riddles, a testament to the power of state secrecy and the chilling lengths monarchs would go to protect their power. The secret went to the grave with Louis Roman XIV, Saint Mars, and the masked man himself. A story that continues to haunt us, a whisper of a forgotten truth in the grand tapestry of European royal scandals. Uncover another chilling secret from the royal courts by watching our next video.